Good morning, welcome to Mama Sue's Kitchen. Looks like I have a mess in here today, but a sweet friend of mine gave me some apples and I'm going to make several things from them, and you're always wanting to know how I can different things. And the first thing I'm going to show you is how I do my applesauce. Now, I got me some more bags for my crock pot. You can do this on top of the stove, you know, in a soup pan. But I don't want to have to stir it, and I want to go about my other work. So I have already started chopping. First thing I do is I peel these apples, and then I chop them into small pieces, and I'll show you. I wanted to go ahead and get most of it done. There's a dark spot, so I'm going to cut it off. But if you can see, I'm going to go around, and I'm just doing it small because it won't take as long for them to get soft and to finish. But when you're doing apples, there's not hardly any waste. There's so much that you can make from the cores and the peelings. And the number one thing I would be making would be apple jelly. But I made apple jelly year before last, and we still have a lot. I didn't eat anything last fall. Didn't really can anything, so I have a lot left, and I'm not going to make apple jelly this year. But this is going to be applesauce, and I saved some of the cores for my son-in-law's chickens and the peelings. But I'll show you when I finish this what I'm doing with some myself. And now I'm not going to use all the apples for applesauce. Maybe tomorrow or the next day I'm just going to can some apples for cobblers, because we love cobblers. Alright, now you know apples cook down a lot, so I may peel one more. Always take the little stem out. And you can make applesauce and not peel them. If you have a certain thing that after they've cooked, you can run them through and the peelings will come out. But I don't have that, and I didn't want the peelings left in my applesauce, so I'm peeling them. Now for this, I'm going to cook it. I'm going to cook it on high, I think, because it's not going to take that many hours. But to this crock pot of these apples, I'm going to add 2/3 cup of sugar. And a 1/2 cup of water. You know, they'll cook down. You don't have to add much. And then I'm going to put a heaping teaspoon of cinnamon. Then I'm going to just put the lid on. I'm going to stir this around a little bit, but as they start cooking, I will stir it some more. But I'm going to tell you the good thing about this is my kitchen is going to smell heavenly when this. But I'm going to put it on right here. I'm going to put it on high. Let me show you what I have done with apple cores and peelings in here. And I fill this jar about 2/3 full. I got to measure my water because for every cup of water I add to this, hold on, I'll have to add that many tablespoons of sugar. Okay, there's one. I don't know if it'll take the whole third. Let me see. No, it's not going to take. It's about 2.5 cups of water. This is a quart jar. Now, for every cup of water that I put, I'm going to add that many tablespoons of sugar. So I'm going to add 1, 2.5. I don't know if I told you what I'm making. I don't think I did. But I'm making apple cider vinegar. I use it in salad dressings. You can use apple cider vinegar in a lot of different recipes, or you can clean with it. I'm just going to put this lid on just so I can shake it. I want to shake that sugar in there. This is finished for 2 weeks. I'm taking this lid off. Wish I had something to hold that down, but I don't. And I'm going to put a coffee filter over this and a rubber band. I'm going to take it and put it on the back shelf of the pantry where it's dark and leave it alone. If I think about it and want to shake it, I can, but you don't have to. Harold, will you hand me another coffee filter, please? He's laughing. But you know what? I guarantee you there's not anybody that doesn't make a mess if they're cooking a lot. Alright, now after 2 weeks, I'll show you. I'm going to drain the juice, and at that time it's not going to be real sour. I'll save my juice, give the Sean's chickens the peelings and the cores, and then I'll leave it for about 3 more weeks. And it will turn into the apple cider vinegar taste. Okay, these apples have cooked down, and you remember our crock pot was almost completely full of apples? Well, I don't know if you can see or not, but they have cooked down to less than half of a crock pot. But I knew they would do that. So, and it didn't help that Harold and I got us a little bowl out either. But they are absolutely delicious. Now I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to finish up. These are 1/2 pint jars. You can can them in any size jar. But I was thinking 1/2 pint is a perfect serving for Harold and me to share. I don't want any to go to waste, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to ladle this into my jars. And you want to leave a head space, which means you don't want to fill them all the way to the top. And I'm putting a lid and a ring on, and in just a minute I'm going to show you how I'm going to put them into my water bath, which a water bath canner is just a big pot, and you're going to fill it with water that will cover at least 1 inch taller than the jar you're using. Some people have water bath canners. I do, because I found mine at a yard sale for $5. You don't have to have one. You can use a, if you have a big soup pot, as long as you have room that you can cover your jars, that will be plenty. Water bath is easy. It tells you on, you can Google, how long do you water bath applesauce? And that's what I did. And it said 20 minutes. I believe I can put just a little bit more in there. The reason I have my rag to wipe these lids, but thank goodness I haven't gotten anything on them. But the reason you want to water bath is so they will get to a certain temperature and stay that temperature for a long time. And you want a water bath so they will properly seal. Now, most of the time, if what you're putting in the jars is hot, it's going to seal. But because you don't want it to spoil, you want this to get to a certain temperature and stay for a while, and water bathing will do that. Now, looks like I'm probably going to have one more jar. I'll have to get another one, but I'm going to show you what my water bath canner looks like. It's the blue speckled enamel, and I put the lid on so the water would boil faster. It hasn't started boiling yet, but you want to have something in the bottom of your pan. Let me get you a little bit closer. Okay, you can see the canners come with a rack of some kind where the jars are not going to be sitting. I'm gonna use these to lower it in there because that water is hot. All right, by the time I put all the jars in there, it may cover it. If not, I'll just have to add more water because you do want it to cover your lids. So you can tell, I hope you can tell, that is going over. And what you do, you bring this to a boil, and then you see this is covering the lids, so I don't have to add any more. By the time I add my other jars, it'll be plenty. Then you want the water to come to a boil, and you want to boil this for 20 minutes, and then they've been water bathed. But anyway, I'll be back when this is complete and I take them out. Okay, after these finished water bath, I have 6 of the half-pint jars of the apple sauce. I really didn't think I would have that many because the apples cooked down so low. But I'm so proud of these. You saw how easy it is to do. I did the hard work, or the crock pot did the hard work for me. And then I just water bathed them for 20 minutes. And now we have half pints of applesauce that we'll be able to enjoy this fall or winter. And I am going to be making something else with apples, so I'll share that with you too. But before I go, I wanted to read what I wrote in my journal this morning when I was doing my Bible reading. It comes from 2 Corinthians 4:17 and 18. It says, "For our present troubles are small, and they won't last very long. Yet they produce for us a glory that vastly outweighs them and will last forever. So we don't look at the troubles we can see now. Rather, we fix our gaze on things that cannot be seen. For the things that we see now will soon be gone, but the things we cannot see will last forever." And you know, that's what keeps me going. In this world, we will have tribulations, but be of good cheer. God has overcome the world. So, we have something to look forward to. Be salt and light, because the troubles that we see now are going to go away. And the things that we don't see, heaven, is going to last forever. Thank you for joining me, and I'll be back soon.